So, good evening, ma'am. I am John Calvi Gustanes, and this is my color picker grid activity. So, this is my output, man, and let's try color black, purple or violet, I mean, color pink, color orange, and also the color gray. So, I have 5 colors, ma'am, nga akong gi-input diri. So this is my HTML code, ma'am. So let's start with the HTML document, which is the head. So the meta char set UTF-8, ma'am, nag-ensure siya sa text coding support most characters. So I have a title. The title is the color picker grid with what appears in the browser tab. Ang link real style sheet href style.css connects an external css file to my page, ma'am. So on body content, ma'am, is the h1 color picker grid. The body holds everything visible on the page. So on the h1 is the big headline. So I have a color picker buttons, ma'am. So the div class color picker, siya nag-group sa color buttons, ma'am. So each button has a class color button for styling or for JavaScript selection. The div class equals grid ID is equal grid. This is an empty container, ma'am, nga ikaw mismo where your colorable grid cells will appear. Also, ma'am, my JavaScript Gustanes.js probably creates and fills this grid dynamically. So the script Gustanes.js, ma'am, loads my JavaScript file. So this will likely handle creating the grid or changing cell colors when a color button is clicked, ma'am. So this is my JavaScript code, ma'am. So first, the const grid equals document that get element by ID. So kana siyang code, ma'am, is nga magpangita na siya sa div ID equals grid sa akong HTML code, ma'am. So this is where the clickable colors cells will go. So the const color buttons, ma'am, iyang pangitaw ng button class equals color button, ma'am. So elements ay my color picker buttons. Also, ma'am, returns them as a list, ma'am. The let's selected color, ma'am, is the starting color for painting the grid cells, ma'am. So if the user hasn't clicked any color button yet, mo ni siyang unang magamit, ma'am, na color like kanang red. So for the looping, ma'am, so the grid, ma'am, have 25 cells and also runs a loop for 25 times. Also create a div class, ma'am, each time, and also add cells to my grid container, ma'am. Sa akong code, ma'am, has make each cell clickable, ma'am. Sa code na ko nga cell the point add event listener, ma'am, kanang click. So when you click a cell, it changes its background color to whatever nga selected color, ma'am, nga imong giset, ma'am. Color button that for each button, ma'am, goes through each color button. When you click one, reads its data color attribute. Example, ma'am, purple or black, and sets selector color to that value, ma'am. And more ako ma-explain sa akong JavaScript, ma'am. So muna akong CSS style, ma'am. So first is the body, which is the styling page of my browser tab, ma'am. So the font I use is Arial. So text align centers, which is the centers text and endline elements. So nag-add po 20 pixel space, ma'am, inside the body, so the content doesn't stick to the edges, ma'am. So dili sila kanang dikit. So the color picker, ma'am, is for spacing for color picker section. So the margin bottom, ma'am, so I choose 20 pixel instead of 30. So this code, ma'am, adds space below the color picker, ma'am, so it doesn't touch the grid. So the color button, ma'am, the border radius, width, height, border, margin, or cursor, which is the styling each color button. So the rounds the bottom corner slightly, the border radius which is the 7 pixel, and also make them small square buttons, ma'am. So that's why I choose the width with 40 pixel, and also the height is also 40. So the grid display, grid template, columns, grid gap, justify content. This is are the styling the grid container, ma'am. So the grid gap, so I choose 10 pixels. So adjust 10 pixels gap between sa cells, ma'am, sa ubos og sa kanang by row niya, ma'am. By styling the grid container, ma'am, so the grid gap I choose 10 pixels. I also add a 10 pixels gap between cells, ma'am, nga both rows and columns. Styling each grid cells, ma'am, my width is 45 pixels, height is 50 pixels, sets the size of each, and that's all, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.